My name's Chris and I like listening to music. I'm going to listen to Yetsuby Forever. Enjoyable, if a little forgettable, quality South Korean electronic album with a little bit of bounce. It has some great highs, but does plod a little bit. I gave it an 8 out of 10 on first listen. I'll leave an attachment to the review. Let's see what the last listen brings. Track 1, T2 Wings S2. Pleasant enough, but not overexciting start. Nice build with a marching beat. Cool electronic in a poppy way. Steady, but miles from mind-blowing. 8 out of 10. Track 2, Fly. More of an R&B groove. And again, pleasant, but hardly ear-grabbing. You know, cool pre-club music, but there is plenty of that about. You know, it sets the mood nicely. But we need something special to really jumpstart this album, which is coming next. 7 out of 10, that track. Track 3, SOUNDCLOUD. That's more like it. That's much better. Lovely sample, which I think might be Dizzy Rascal. Bass, you know, just lovely loopiness, great groove, great quality. You know, one of the best builds I've heard this year and a real head bopper. Just watch my head go. Bop your head, Lukey. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Track 4, Aestheti-Q. I really like this as well. It's got like an 80s soul drum and bass. There's definitely a love for the history of the dance floor, not just electronic music either. You can really feel the 80s soul in this. You know, easy to ignore though, but great when you pay attention to it. 9 out of 10. Track 5, Winky Face, Tongue Out. This is fun as well in a different way, sort of subtly pushing boundaries. A little bit more experimental, a lot going on in the background. Seems quite simple, but isn't when you really pay attention. 9 out of 10. Track 6, Forever. Stepping back to something a little bit more duller for me. It's got the dreaded ambient at the beginning of it, and then it turns into sort of like a 90s club banger. It just sort of feels 15 years older than the rest of the album. Not bad though, 8 out of 10. Track 7, Where Is My... I thought of Mojo Lady with the piano hook, the guitar hook. All very pleasant, but difficult music to get overexcited about, if I'm honest. Would not offend anybody at any event. Pleasant background music, but I like my music a little bit more foreground. 8 out of 10. Track 8, A1, bit more mellow with a piano hook straight from Chicago House in the late 80s. You know, nothing really until the piano intro, which is cool. Sounds a little bit Fishman's Long Season at the end, which is quite good, but not overexciting. 8 out of 10. Track 9, A2, picking up the pace, and although not an overly long album, it does drag a little bit. Nothing wrong with it, clever, and even the melodies are quite nice at times, but for whatever reason, this track, for example, drags. Better than most albums in the electronic vein I listen to, but some are quite not there. 8 out of 10. And the 10th and final track, I Am. It feels more of a studio jam than an organised song, all a bit messy compared with the rest of the album. 7 out of 10. But overall, I'm going to give the album an 8 out of 10. Always enjoyed it to a level, but never got overly excited. You might like it though, give it a go.